Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. So it is really quite early in the morning. It's just gone 7:30 in the morning when I'm filming this because I've got some various things I've got to do today before I go to mum and dad's. So I might be a little bit quieter because I don't want to make a load of noise and therefore disturb my neighbours. It's time to find out what is book number 9 in the Bookishly Advent Calendar. In case you haven't seen any of my Bookishly Advent Calendar videos, I bought the 12-day adult edition Bookish Advent Calendar from the company Bookishly, who I really love, who I have put a link to in the description below. And yeah, I've been opening them every other day in December to show you what I got. I don't know what is in any of the gift wrap books or anything with their exclusive Bookishly book covers, dust covers. I just opening them and seeing what I get. So here we go, number 9. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can guess from the back cover I've been doing from there. Okay, I've got a fireplace, a clock, some books and candles. What is it? Stop it! Stop it! Oh my god! That is really... Oh, that is beautiful. That is oh my god. It's Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. A truly stunning book which I read for the first time on this channel, and I will include a link to in the description below. And this is the Wentworth edition, obviously, and here's the Wentworth well, not hardcover, but the actual cover for the Wentworth edition. And yeah, wow, god, that is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, I need to actually talk. Sorry, that is beautiful. God, look, even the flowers on the curtains. That is... Oh, I don't know how well you can see this because obviously the light and everything, but oh my god, that is beautiful. Okay, Jane Eyre. What's the story of Jane Eyre? In case you don't know. So Jane Eyre is about a woman called Jane Eyre. She grew up with her aunt and uncle and cousins, although her uncle died pretty quickly, and after she went to live with them following the death of her parents, and she has this great passion that her aunt just cannot stand, and she has to go. She gets sent away basically. Her aunt and cousins can't stand her. She goes to school and then she stays there. Various things happen. I'm not in the school. I'm not going to give details because obviously spoilers, but yeah, when she grows up at the school, she's a student and then becomes a teacher, and she basically just stays at this school, so she doesn't see her family for years and years, and they don't communicate with her. And one day she decides that she wants to explore life. She always has had this want to have her liberty and to be able to go off and explore and do various things. And she loved reading as a child, and it kind of fueled her imagination and such. And she decides to advertise herself as a teacher, as a governess, and she gets a job looking after a little girl called Adele, who is the ward of a man called Mr. Rochester. And she goes to live at their house, and various things happen, and it's all about this house and the people within it and the weird things that happen in the night. And it's so good, so good. I love Jane Eyre. It's very... I've got this weird relationship with Jane Eyre because when I was young, my sister loved Jane Eyre. She first read it when she was about, I think, 13. So I was about 10. And I wasn't fond of Jane Eyre when I was young. I mean, my sister would talk about it and such, and I was just a bit like, oh, why doesn't she do anything? Why doesn't she go look and find out what those weird things are that happen during the nights and stuff like that? She wants to explore and be adventurous. Why won't she do it? And yes, she really frustrated me. And I found that the Bronte sister who worked best for me was Emily. I picked up Wuthering Heights, I think not long after, maybe when I was about 14. And I fell in love with Emily's writing. I am an Emily stan. I love Wuthering Heights. It's a stunning book. And yeah, and then as time has gone on through the years, various adaptations of Jane Eyre I have picked up on, and they've captured my imagination. I love the musical. I really love the 1980s BBC. And then more recent, I think it was 2007, 2008 BBC production with Ruth Wilson and not Toby Stevens. Ugh. No, it is Toby Stevens. Sorry, my brain. I was visualising Toby Jones then, and I'm like, no, wrong actor. It is Toby Stevens. And yeah, I caught onto that, and then I caught onto the Jane Eyre musical, which is just beautiful, which I introduced to my sister, and she's come to really like that musical as well, and various radio dramas and such, but I'd not read it. So I read it, I think it might have been a few years ago now. Yeah, it must have been, a few years ago now, that I read it on this channel. And I was so glad that I did. It really opened my eyes to Jane as a character, the story, the depth, the darkness, the themes that she covers I'd not thought about before. Like there's an addiction element to this story, and Charlotte, Anne and Emily, the Bronte sisters, had experienced that in their life because of their brother Branwell. Things that really tap into some stuff that the Brontes had to go through. It's just exquisitely put together. And I love it, and it led me on to Jane Eyre's Husband, which was a fan related fiction, as it were, which was made self-published book from Amazon, which is absolutely brilliant, which I reviewed on this channel as well. I'll put both of those in the description below, if I remember to, by the time I upload this later on today when I'm at mum and dad's. So yeah, there's a whole load of Jane Eyre related stuff that I've come into contact with, and I love it. Mr. Rochester is one of the best male leads in a classic novel for me. I mean, okay, you've got your Mr. Darcy's and such, but Mr. Rochester, my God, the complexity of that man. I love the fact he's not afraid to show his emotions, whether they be bad or good. I love how you can argue. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but you probably might know already what it is, because everyone knows the thing in Jane Eyre. But if you don't, I'm not going to reveal here. But what I was going to say is that you can argue that what he did, you could see it as a very cruel thing. But given the time period, given what would have happened if anyone else was involved, would have been truly cruel. It would have been terrible. At least with what he did, it was to protect someone he loved. And I can completely understand his want to do that. So yeah, he's a wonderful man, and Jane is wonderful with him as well. The balance between the two of them is just wonderful. Yeah, and it asks, various other questions, like there's a whole thing about, do soulmates exist? Is there such a concept of souls being so close, like you could hear each other from hundreds, thousands of miles away? You could hear your other person. I just, yeah, I love those various questions. And you could also argue that there's a religion undertone to that as well, because the Bronte sisters, and obviously their brother Branwell, in case you don't know, were raised by their parents, and their father what was a local like vicar. He was a member of the church, so they were raised very much with the concept of religion, and God is a very close thing in their household. So Charlotte questioning various things about religion and God and fate and destiny and soulmates and such in this book, I just find very, very interesting. There is also, in case you haven't seen it, check out or try to find To Walk Invisible, which was a BBC drama that was made of the life of the Bronte sisters, done superbly, like the best drama I have ever seen of the Bronte family, and so true to what I believe they were really like, because there are a lot of dramas are like, we have to make them heavenly, we have to do that, and this basically goes, no, this is the reality of the matter, okay? This is what, they fought, they swore, they did X, Y, and Z. They also had to do mundane things like washing and making bread and all this lot. And yes, they had amazing talents as well. But there is reality here. And I adored that. Sally Wainwright did a phenomenal work with that drama. Her script is stunning. Yeah, so if you haven't watched To Walk Invisible, look it up. I think because it's no longer available on iPlayer, because I searched for it the other week from my mum. I think it's on Amazon Prime now. Actually, I'm going to search that right now. So then that way Google. Come on, internet. There we go. To Walk Invisible. The Bronte sisters. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. It looks like it's not actually listed. That's really annoying, because usually on Google, it tells you to find this, like go on Prime or whatever. But yeah, if you do a search for To Walk Invisible, highly recommend it. So there we go. But back to Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre is an absolutely beautiful piece of work, and I love the fact that Jane, she is so passionate, and she is strong-willed and such, and she has this speech where she talks about to Mr. Rochester about how I'm poor and plain and such, that I don't have a heart, and I'm not an automaton, kind of thing. It's just like, oh my God, it is truly stunning. stunning, the stuff that Jane comes out with. Again, also there are some really good radio plays. Check out, you must, I have to say this because it will drive me mad if I forget to say this. There is a BBC radio drama starring Tom Burke as Mr. Rochester. Oh my God, he is just amazing. Tom Burke is one of my favourite actors. He is just brilliant. And his Mr. Rochester, oh, love it, love it. So yeah, there's loads and loads of radio and all this kind of adaptations that I really strongly recommend. I think I talked about them all, I think, in my Jane Eyre review, which I will, as I said, include in the description below. But yeah, but the key ones: the musical, brilliant. The Broadway, should I say, musical. The Tom Burke radio play, the To Walk Invisible, as I said, the 1983 BBC version, and yeah, I'd say yeah, like the 2000, is that like 2007, 2008 BBC version with Ruth Wilson. Oh, no, 6. There's another one I forgot. The National Theatre at home have a production of Jane Eyre in their archive. So if you've got access to National Theatre at home, check out that version of Jane Eyre. I love that version. It's beautiful, the way that they put it together, and it's just literally like I think about 6 people, and there is a band as well with a few people, and there is like you know, some planks, some stairs, and a platform, and that's it. Oh, and a trapdoor. And the music, there is a singer on in that production who I adore so much. Oh my God, love it. So yeah, I'm going to stop now because I've been rambling on for quite a while. But yeah, can we just appreciate this book cover one last time? Oh my God, that is absolutely beautiful. Oh, my sister's gonna love this one as well, and our bestie Sarah, because we all love Jane Eyre. So oh my gosh, I'm in love, so yeah, so I will see you guys in a couple of days to find out what book number 10 will be. All right then, bye.